these guys?
Yes, sir.
It's more time than they deserve. Questions, guys?
As you get ready to board the big metal bird, what are you encouraged? Is there anything the plane, that you're really encouraged with, or that anything you like as you head to Hawaii for this tournament?
Well, I haven't seen the big metal bird, but hopefully it's attractive. I'm encouraged that I think it will be. But I like, we only had a chance to practice for about an hour and a half last night. And I am encouraged in some areas, and in some areas, obviously, we've got a lot of room for improvement. But, from a positive standpoint, we show we can guard. From a positive standpoint, we show that we can battle long guys, rebounding. We won the battle on the boards against Kentucky. From a positive standpoint, it does mean a lot to our guys. There's no question, because they fought hard. From an area we need to improve, playing hard isn't good enough. You've got to compete. You've got to be disciplined. You've got to pay attention to detail. You've got to carry out assignments. You've got to trust. Those are all areas that we got to get a lot better in. And that was very evident on the offensive end, because we were playing, we were kind of out there on an island offensively, as opposed to letting ball and body movement kind of dictate how we got our shots. We were just trying to take them. And that's not the way you play against really talented long teams. It shouldn't be the way you ever play, but certainly that's a tendency. And sometimes you get by with it, but we didn't there. Kentucky's best offense was our offense, and we got to do a much better job of taking care of the basketball and running our stuff to score, and certainly taking better shots.
Is that something you have noticed before that game, and
With
that
this team?
game emphasized that? See, here's what I'm talking about, or?
Well, I think that game definitely showed our guys that we're better as a group than we are individually. You look at our team individually, we don't jump off the paper at you at all. Doesn't mean we don't have good players, we do, but not like we've had from a marquee standpoint in the past. So, you have to become one, and we're not one yet. I don't know of any team in the country that's won yet this time of year. And certainly, the great thing about playing Kentucky, in the second game of the season, with a bunch of inexperienced guys, is you find out where you're at and what your deficiencies are, and if they're magnified. And there were some things that were magnified that I believe that are correctable. I think we can perform a lot better. But certainly, I thought we missed a golden opportunity Tuesday, because we could have been up 6 or 8 at half and had control of the game, and we didn't do that. And then, of course, they played the first 10 minutes of the second half about perfect, and we played bad. And the next thing you know, the game's 17, and we fought hard, but we didn't have enough gas in the tank. So I think we can learn from it, and I think our guys will be better from it. It's a long season of basketball, and I'm not discouraged at all because we didn't win the game. I'm encouraged in how hard we played and how well we guarded, but also understand there's so much room for improvement. This team's got a much higher ceiling than what we showed the other night.
Tyshawn had 22 points the other night, despite not shooting very well from the field. Is that, as a coach, is that more encouraging for you, knowing that he can do so much more? 22 points, with a good shooting night, he's probably well over 30 the other night. Or is that just more frustrating for you?
No, it's not frustrating at all. What's frustrating is the way he had to score his points. He doesn't even, we scored his points just by playing tackle and get fouled. The 3 for 13 that he shot is also misleading too. How many of those were blocked shots on layup attempts trying to drive it? Gary says 5. And how many of those did we get back? They blocked out of bounds or something. So was nobody hurt, by that type of stuff. So I'm not the least bit discouraged at all by that.
Is it Tyshawn's job when you're struggling offensively to get you guys into your offense to make sure the ball's getting swung to those sides?
Yeah. Well, I think the point guard should take responsibility for everything going on, but other guys got to follow too. But he tried really hard the other night. He tried really hard and fought to the end. but it's not the way we should be playing. We're not going to win a ton of games just by playing take-em. That's not how we have ever done things. And ball's got to move, and defense dictate who shoots it. And we got to be patient enough to give Thomas a chance to touch where he can maybe have an angle or something like that. And we were just impatient.
Would you like to see Travis be more aggressive offensively?
Yeah, I'd like for everybody to be more aggressive. You know, Travis had a rough night the other night, but you know, he's better than that. He'll play better than that. But you know, it's a different pressure. I don't know if how many of you guys, but that's a big time deal. That's big time, and probably the best atmosphere that I've been a part of that didn't have anything to do with crowd noise. I mean, it was just cool. You know, you got celebrities all around, and you know, it's just cool. And our guys were so excited, and I think that also attributed a little bit to maybe us being a little sped up.
You guys, you know, Brady and Tyrell were always so good at moving the ball back and forth. Is that kind of a new role for EJ and Travis? Is that something that they need to improve a little bit to get the ball back and forth?
Brady's the best ball mover we've had since we've been here. But you know who else was a great ball mover? Marcus and Markeith. Great passers. This team isn't as good a passing team yet as that team was, and we'll get better at that. We'll get better at moving the ball. Guys, we've been practicing for 3 weeks or 3.5 weeks, and it's a totally different team. And we were exposed, obviously, in that area the other day. Whereas after Towson, everybody's thinking, what a great passing team. You know, since the turnover ratio is 6-1, and that's not real. And the Kentucky deal's not real. We're somewhere in the middle, and we just got to do a better job of running our stuff to score, and we didn't do that tonight.
Is this about the best Maui field you can remember?
You know what? The last time we were there, obviously it's very good. We finished 7th. But the last time we were there, if I'm not mistaken, you had 6 national champions since '88. And the one that wasn't was Gonzaga, and that was with Morrison, and they were loaded. Because if I remember right, you had Connecticut, you had Arizona, you had Michigan State, Gonzaga.
Arkansas?
Arkansas obviously won the national championship. I think there was one more that maybe had won it. So I mean, that was probably the most heralded field. But for us to, I've watched Georgetown tape. They're really good, and you know, for us to win this field, we got to beat a really good team, and then beat a couple other nationally ranked teams. So for us to win it is probably about as good as I've seen it. That's exactly right.
Does this kind of have a NCAA feel where you're gonna watch tape on Georgetown and then you have Chaminade or UCLA and then whatever after that?
Well, it's a little bit different because we don't have a lot of tape, and we certainly, I guess Duke's played the most games in the tournament so far. They played 3, but the whole thing is I'm not even worried about the other half of the bracket. Not even worried, because we got 2 games to scout them in person for that. I'm concerned about Georgetown, and then the next day it's short turnaround. So that's what we'll focus on.
What do you like about Georgetown, or what problems will they present you guys?
Their bigs can really pass. Lubick's a great passer. I mean, I've watched tape. He's really a good passer, and then of course Clark is about as active as any big guard that we'll play against. If I'm not mistaken, Hollis Thompson's 7 for 9 from 3 so far this year. And they can really shoot the basketball. They can really shoot it, and they run that variation of the Princeton stuff, so they get a lot of easy baskets off of back cutting and things like that. We're going to have to do a good job eliminating layups and eliminating threes, which has always been a strategy of ours whenever we play somebody that runs similar type offense.
Is this an advantage?
What does that trip do for your team?
Well, I don't know what that trip particularly did for us. I know that we weren't very good on that trip, but also we weren't ready to be good. There's a we all want this, and coaches do too. But there's a process we got to get to before we can get this. And that team at that particular time wasn't ready to be a team that could win the Big 12. We were 2 months later, but at that time, nobody would have thought. So I thought, you know, if anything, we were humbled. And I think that wasn't a bad thing with that team. This is certainly a different team going out there, and it's one, though, that our non-conference schedule is so tough. We need to certainly, you know, play well out here and come away from here believing that we're closer to becoming a team, which I think is probably my goal for this trip as much as anything.
It's an advantage for you heading forward, having these two big events right off the bat to get your players' feet wet. I mean, obviously at Kansas, big stage is always going to be part of it, but I mean,
Yeah.
with a younger team like you got right now, I mean,
You know,
is that?
I was at Illinois my last year there, and we started all freshmen. I think we started 3 freshmen, maybe a sophomore, and 6 man was a sophomore. We were so young. We scheduled soft that year, and we got 10-0 going into Big Ten play. And that was great for that team because it gave us confidence, so we started believing we were good. You know, we've had teams here, we were 10-6, if I'm not mistaken, with the young team that we just talked about that went to Maui. So I don't know if there's an exact science on what the best formula is. I do think it's awfully good to know who you are, not have a false sense of who you are. And I think playing tough schedules early gives you a better sense of who you are. Winning games early gives you confidence. Playing great teams may put you in jeopardy of losing games, but it'll probably help you more down the road. And I think playing a hard schedule will definitely help us down the road.
Does the Maui trip, as far as, you know, always these things, it's always a business trip and all that, but is there more opportunities for fun things for the guys and team bonding type stuff in this trip than others, or is that not?
Yeah, I think so. You know, to me, you team bond through your team. I mean, you don't team bond by, you know, going hang gliding or, surfing. I mean, to me, I don't really see that as a really bonding deal, but or deep sea fishing. But I do think the fact that we're going out there early, so we're going to get out there and basically have all day Saturday. Saturday will be a play day for them. We'll practice hard, we'll do that, but they're going to get a chance. And then Sunday, hey, it's pretty much a business trip until Wednesday after the game. Then Wednesday after the game, we'll give them time until we take off. So they're going to get a chance to enjoy it. But hey, I've always told this. Hey, if you want to have some fun, win. That's more fun than anything else. And certainly these guys know that.
Are there some logistics with this trip that make it kind of unique? The time change, I think you're tipping off at like 11 p.m. Central Time.
Yeah, but they're tipping off too. You know, Georgetown's tipping. We're tipping off at 11. They're tipping off at 12. I mean, there can't be any excuses on that. But certainly, I think getting out there early with the big time change and getting acclimated is good. It is good. But it's much easier going west, as you guys know, than it is going east. I mean, going east, you know, if Hawaii was coming here, or people in Hawaii was coming here, you know, you catch a red eye and basically miss a night's rest. You know, if you keep the same routine and going out there, you know, you get an extra sleep. That's why, you know, fall back is a lot better than spring forward because you get that extra hour.
Anything else?
All right, guys, thank you.